Hi, this is Hardin Tate with Redwood Forex. Today is March 11, 2012, and I wanted to recap the Euro Pound trade that I had last week. So it didn't end up working. I was kind of surprised that the 84 level didn't hold. You can see by this blue highlight area, we have tremendous support and resistance. Price had trouble when it really reached the 8400 level, broke through, and then when it came back to retest it as resistance, it did act as resistance, pushed it away, did a second time, did a third time, lots of highs, lots of closes and opens around this area. And then finally we got price to close above this area. And not only did it close above this area on the daily time frame, but if we check out the weekly time frame, right here, this bar was able to finish above the 8400 level for the week. We can also see the 8500 levels right here, and that's what has pushed the market back down. Is once price reached the 8500 level, sellers stepped back in. So when the market came back to the 8400 level, I was expecting to get a nice bounce and have this area act as support and get a little bounce, at least to this area, which would have been at least 30 pips. But that didn't end up occurring. So it just struck right through. And as soon as I saw that this bar right here, once the 8400 level was sliced right through. Literally just got sliced. It didn't respect it at all. And I think this had a lot to do that when this move occurred, it occurred when the Fed chairman, Ben Bernanke, was speaking. And you really don't want to trade during times when you have high-profile officials speaking or any type of high-profile news announcements. It just makes the market act not as it normally would. So whatever he said caused this to cut right through the 8400 level and didn't respect it one bit. And once this 4-hour closed below this level, I pretty much knew that it was game over for the trade that I wanted to occur. So like I said, I wanted to do a buy here, and I risked half of what I normally would risk on any trade because we had no bar confirmation. So it was definitely a little more riskier than a normal trade that would have bar confirmation. But on the daily time frame, we had this tremendous support and resistance. Price broke through, closed above, and it should have acted as support when it came back, but it didn't. But here's the interesting thing, and this is how we can learn to trade the market and read it. Once this closed down below the 8400 level, we have tremendous resistance here. Since it didn't hold here, you would expect it to act as resistance again. And I was on vacation, so I wasn't able to take this trade. But if you had done the touch trade, then the opposite directions here, because see, price closed above, and then we would expect it to respect here, but it didn't. Sliced through, closed below, and then when it came back, it did act as resistance. And right now, you could have got about a 50 pip trade on it. So if you had done a touch trade from here, we got about 50 pips, which would have been a nice profit. It might continue going back up. It might continue going back down. We really don't know at this moment. But the fact that the weekly did close below this level, it will be interesting to see how this acts next week. So hopefully you were able to learn something off this. And if you have any questions, just send me an email. Thanks.